Hi all. Today we will explain you the Johari window. This is one of the most important psychological model which is used for the internal communication within an organization or in a team. So at first we will start what is the Johari window. Now, Johari window, as we have explained, it's a communication model that can be used to improve understanding between individuals. So there are certain aspects that is known to a person. Some of the aspects are unknown, some of the aspects are hidden. But to ultimately to achieve the desired objective and to understand each other better in a team or in an organization, this model is a very effective tool. Now, this is developed by Joseph Left and Harry Ingham, and the word Johari comes from their name, Joseph Left and Harry Ingham. Now, if I explain the Johari window, there are basically four spots, which is open area, blind area, hidden area, and unknown area. Open area is known by others, hidden area is unknown by others, blind area is the unknown by self, and the unknown area is basically it's not known to anyone. It's not known to you, it's not known to others. Let me go step by step to explain it further in detail. Now, the two key ideas behind the tools are individuals can build trust between themselves by disclosing information about themselves, and most important, they can learn about themselves and come to terms on personal issues with the help of feedback from others. So say for example, you are facing some issues, you are having some trouble on your day-to-day operation, but you don't know how to improve yourself, because most of the time we do not evaluate ourselves properly. That is the place where you need evaluation and feedback. So someone else is giving you a feedback, okay, this is the point where you are making some mistakes, so there you can make some changes and can make the improvement. So now let's start to understand how does it work. Using the Johari model, each person is represented by the four quadrants, and these four quadrants will help you to understand about the four areas of a human psychology. Obviously, it has different flavors and different things are involved with that. So let's start and understand what are the four different quadrants which is involved in this Johari model. So there are four areas which is known as open area, then blind spots, and the thicket or unknown by others, and unknown area. Let's describe it one by one. So quadrant 1, the open area, what is known by the person about him and which is also known by the others. So this is a very simple area which is primarily been described during an interview, and also whenever a person is working, the idea about the person, how does he work, what are the different qualities he have, how does he interact, this can be described by this idea. And this open area is basically can be understandable by the behavior, attitude, feeling, emotion, knowledge, skills, views of the person. It is very important for a team building exercise, because by using these qualities a person can be included in a team, and the roles and the responsibility will be assigned to that person based on this open and free area. So this is primarily the area where all of us are working in an organization. Now let's go for the next three areas, which is more critical and not really been used in an organization quite frequently. Now you also can increase the open area through feedback. Like there are certain areas, as I have mentioned, there are three areas: blind areas, hidden areas, and unknown areas, which is not maybe not known to the person, not known to the other person, or maybe not be known to anyone. But through feedback it can be improved, and whenever you are able to understand what are the problems you have, you can improve yourself, you can take more responsibility, you can get more growth. So obviously feedback is the one of the most important aspect to increase your capability and also effectiveness in an organization. Now let's go for the next quadrant, which is known as blind area or blind spot. The blind spot is basically unknown by the person, but it is known to others. So you understand this is a very simple information, like someone he is inadequate of doing something. He has maybe a temper issue or a rejection, incompetence issue, which he is not able to understand or refuse to accept, which is known as the blind spot. Now, obviously, the blind area or the blind spot is known by others. So, whenever if someone is giving you a feedback, you always use those feedback to understand about your blind area and take it into your open area. So automatically, what will happen? The area which is not known to you, now it is known to you, and now you can improve your capability and can become a much more effective employee or a performer in an organization. So sometimes manager also discuss and disclose different feedbacks to an individual and promote a non-judgmental feedback which will help the person to improve himself. The next area, or the quadrant 3, is known as hidden or avoided area, which is the area which is known to the person but not to others. So obviously this is an area where most of the person tries to hide. Like say for example, a person is always aware about his problems, about his inadequacy, about his limitations. Like he may be sentimental, or maybe he is afraid of something. He might have some hidden agendas by doing something. So those things he always would like to keep it as a secret from others, which is known as hidden area. Now this is an area where organization affect directly because no one will disclose the hidden area promptly or willingly to the manager or to others. So obviously the organization culture and working atmosphere have a major influence on team members' preparedness to disclose their hidden selves. Sometimes they can organize different psychometric tests or through different team building activities and different other activities. These hidden areas can be disclosed or can be understandable, but still there are certain problem can be faced due to this. So the hidden area is very important factor for an organizational success. The organization has to take a major initiative to understand the hidden area of a person. The next one is the quadrant 4, or unknown area. The unknown area is the most difficult and the most critical part of this Johari window. There are certain qualities of a person which is not known to him, not even known to others, but he must have those qualities. Like I will give you a classic example. Sometimes people show great capabilities in different kind of artistic capabilities like singing, drawing, or something else, but he has never tried anything related to that. So it can be prompted to self discovery or by observation by others, but yes, at the beginning it is not known to anyone. So obviously by by if a person is a born leader but he has not given any leadership role, but still during the meetings, during the team building activities or any other organizational activities, he always takes the leadership role and shows excellence in that. So obviously from this people can understand, yes, this person has a leadership capability. So how a person is reacting, how a person is working, how he is managing himself with the environment of the organization, how he is discovering himself. That's basically the primary things which will help you to understand the unknown area of a person's Johari window. Now, if I understand the entire thing, how it works, so you can increase your open area but remove or decrease your blind area by dependent on the feedback. And also the same thing can happen in case of hidden area. The unknown area and the hidden area also dependent on the self discovery. The hidden area is primarily dependent on the self disclosure, and also there are certain areas which dependent on the shared discovery, which is primarily would be applicable in case of hidden area and unknown area, because hidden area is basically someone doesn't want to disclose, and unknown area obviously he doesn't know, he cannot disclose. So that completely dependent on the shared discovery. So here are the four things which would be required to improve the open area of a person, because that would be the primary goal of an objective, or sometimes might be for an individual as well. That's number one, feedback; number two, self disclosure; number three, self discovery; and the most important is the shared discovery. So here are the four windows described in a Johari window model. So now let us understand what are the key points we have understood from this Johari model. Number one, in most cases, the aim of the group which has been taken to understand the Johari window quadrants of a person in a group is should be to develop the open area for every person. So our primary goal is to improve the open area for every person, decreasing the other three quadrants. Number two, working in this area with others usually allows for enhanced individual team effectiveness. So the open area is the sphere where good communication cooperation occurs. So obviously we need to depend more on the open area, and also gradually based on those four: shared discovery, zero disclosure, and all based on all those area you have to improve the open area. Number three, self-disclosure is the process by which people expand the open area vertically. Feedback is the process by which people expand this area horizontally. And by encouraging healthy self-disclosure and sensitive feedback, you can build a stronger and more effective team as well as the organization. So therefore, you understand the Johari window is a very important factor for the success of any organization and for the success of any individual as well, because it's directly dependent on the behavior of a person and the performance. I will give a classic example and a comparison with the performance. Like performance is always like an iceberg. So most of the areas are hidden. Zohari window is also saying the same thing. You have only one open area and three of the areas are hidden or unknown or not known to the person. So this is also an opportunity to improve the person's capability, skill set, behavioral leadership, and other things which will help to improve him as a performer, and also which will help the organization to get the required benefit and get the maximum output from that person. So it's a very important model and also a critical model for the success of an organization. Thanks to all of you for listening to this. You can stay tuned for more videos which will come very soon. So which would be related to different models and different processes and policies of HR, which would be announced pretty soon in my page. Thanks to all once again.